In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys the strategy I have found is best for scalping cryptocurrencies. This strategy has been making absolutely insane returns in a very short amount of time, and to prove that, I will be backtesting this 50 times with my account size at $250 and a risk to reward ratio of 1 to 2. Now, an important note before I get into it, make sure you don't skip any part of this video, otherwise you're not going to fully understand the strategy. Alright, let's jump into this. Okay, so here we're currently looking at the price of Ethereum USD on a 10-minute time frame. This strategy will also work on a higher time frame such as 5, 10 or even 15 minutes, all the way up to an hour chart. Alright, before we add our indicator to the chart, we need to just switch the candlesticks from Japanese to Hakonishi. Okay, so for this strategy to be successful, we're going to use 3 different indicators. For the first indicator, we will add the indicator Awesome Oscillator. So you go into the indicator selector and search for Awesome Oscillator. Now for our second indicator, we're going to be using Zero Lag SMA. Again, you can now search for this in your indicators selector. And now for the third indicator, we will add a volume tool no one really knows about at the moment, called the Highest Volume Index, and it's created by Paratica. Alright, now we need to change the settings on some of our indicators. So let's first access the settings on Zero Lag SMA and change the length from 32 to 50. We're also going to change the indicator timeframe. And the second step will be to make this volume indicator more visible. Okay, with our strategy now set up and ready to go, let's get into the trading rules. So here are the conditions for entering a long trade. First, we're only going to be looking to buy if the price action is closed above the Zero Lag SMA and the line is pointing upwards. Second, the Awesome Oscillator indicator has to print a green bar above the zero level. Third, a volume spike has to occur. This will mean that the volume blue line has to break above the 100 level. And the last condition is to have the trigger candlestick bullish without a lower wick. Even if one of our conditions is not met, the signal should be skipped. Now we're going to place our stop loss at the low of the candlestick the Awesome Oscillator printed the most recent red bar on, and the take profit target will be set at 2 times the risk. Of course, the opposite will be done for all our short trades. First, we're only going to be looking to sell if the price action is closed above the Zero Lag SMA and the line is pointing downwards. Second, the Awesome Oscillator has to print a red bar below the zero level. Third, just like the long trade, the volume indicator has to break above the 100 level. This indicates a strong level of volume in the market. And the last condition will be to have a trigger candlestick bearish without an open wick. And again, if one of these conditions is not met when the Awesome Oscillator gives a new signal, we're simply going to skip the signal. A stop loss will be set at the candlestick the Awesome Oscillator printed the last green bar on, and a take profit target will be 2 times the risk. We see the line does not exceed the 100 level when the market is consolidating. Also, it's very important to keep an eye on the direction of the Zero Lag SMA. For example, if you have a signal to go short but the line is pointing upwards, this is a strong indication that the bullish trend is not over yet. So, in order to maximize our chances of success, I added this rule as well. Now, because we have all these rules in place, it's really hard for us to take a trade when the market is not trending. We see once the bullish trend is over, the price goes underneath the Zero Lag SMA so that we can't take any further long trades. This is really useful as it shows us that the bullish movement is over. Also, if you want to maximize your chances of success even more, you should avoid taking any trades if the price action is forming massive candlesticks. These are the times when the volatility in the market is extremely high and the price is usually completely unpredictable. You can also try a different money management approach when you're not capping your profits and simply letting your winners ride. Okay, here we see we've got another long signal, but this signal is not confirmed because our trigger candlestick has a lower wick. Here are also some great examples of short trades. Here we see we've got a new call signal issued by the awesome oscillator. The price action is below the zero lag SMA and the line is pointing downwards. We also have a volume spike and our trigger candlestick meets the requirements. Alright, now a few minutes later we have another setup, and this signal is also confirmed. I hope you've understood the rules of the strategy. Now let's do our backtesting. And 2 trading sessions later, I have completed the 100 trade backtest using the same parameters as the examples. Now looking at your screen, you've probably realized by now that it is a very solid performance. The win rate across 100 backtests was 73% on the dot, and to accompany that insane statistic, our realized profit was over 475%. As we take a closer look into the stats, we see the profit factor for the strategy is 5.41, and at our peak we had 6 consecutive wins against only 4 consecutive losses. Now, whilst these consecutive wins are lower than most of my other strategies, the consecutive losses are too. This just highlights the consistency that this strategy has. Now that you've seen the results and how to apply the strategy, go test it out for yourself. You can try it on different time frames, different markets, and adjust indicator settings as you find works best for your market. Alright guys, that's the end of today's strategy video. I hope you found some value in it, and if you did, I'd appreciate it if you could give the video a quick thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And if you want me to go over any other specific strategies, comment them down below.